Welcome back. It has been a long time coming, and this one unchecked box on my list has been really getting on my OCD. So, we're going to check that box off. There's other stuff I could be doing, but this has been antagonizing me for over a month, so we're going to do that. And for the most part, that's all we have planned today. It's going to be a bit of a shorter stream. This might actually be under an hour. But this is a lore stream. I'm all hyped up from the lore from doing the Nahida quest last time. The challenge rules remain the same. Deaths equal wishes. Falling off of cliffs equals... And basically, drowning equals wishes, etc., etc., etc. Subs still equal wishes, kill the stream boss equal wishes. All that's going to stay the same. I'm not going to go any more further into depth into that. However, we will take some time. And I think I know where we can get the book. I have marked it down in another tab where I need to go to look for it. And I guess, sorry for people who thought this was going to be the Benny's Adventure Team Assemble stream. We'll probably do that next time if the event's not available. But let's jump into the game scene. Okay, dropping frames, that's not good, but we have a backup recording just in case. Been working on Battle Pass in the off time. First stop, Enkonomiya. Now, this is the part where I need to look at my little map. Actually, no, before that, we need to go turn everything to Evernight because you need to have all of the ghosties. It has to be Evernight or the ghost people don't spawn. And if the ghost people don't spawn, we can't ask them for help. Because I'm sure that the book is tied to a quest from what I'm told. In other related news, there is going to be... What's it called? There is going to be that big event coming up, and we'll definitely dedicate a full stream to it. I also plan on doing a stream exploring the new area when I eventually get around to that. I'm not really sure when I'll get around to that. I want to be able to dedicate 5 hours to it, so we might do 2 streams for that. Okay, we're already in Evernight. Okay. I'm told it's somewhere over here. The quest we need to start is somewhere over here.
I'll race you there.
Ah, I see an explanation point. That's a good sign. Is it actually up there? Okay, we found a stopping point. This is fucking tall. Oh, it says down.
Get ready for the gliding champion of Mondstadt.
Explanation point is here. Ish. Okay, maybe we have to kill these guys and get them out of the way.
Don't blink. Speed of light. Hey!
Still have to go down according to the map. So it's underneath us. Is there an area under here? I guess there is, but it doesn't seem right.
Don't blink. With sword comes shadow. No one escapes my sight. Speed of light. Hey! Incoming. Cut to the chase.
Okay, we're just not gonna find any luck here, it seems. The enemies here seem to have good drop rates, though. Switch to Evernight. Okay. I don't know where to look.
Don't blink.
How do I get to this location? It's directly under here. Aha! I found it! Are you the Jibashiri they've sent to release us? Nah, you're too young. You must be an apprentice or something. Puh. But you know what? I'm not shocked. I'll bet those high and mighty Jabashiri couldn't stand the loss of face from accusing 3 innocent people, so they sent some youngster down to do their dirty work and apologize in their stead. Isn't that right? What in the world are you talking about? You're not officials? Oh, this is troublesome. They can't have forgotten all about us, have they? My name is Ugura. I was falsely accused and locked up in this place. All 3 of us were, really. Well, not all hope is lost just yet. Since you were able to make it here, you must be pretty capable of yourselves. Go save that guy, would you? That guy? The 3rd guy. I don't know him well, but the fellow next to me does. Just a bit, but it counts. Go on, ask him. The guy who escaped is rather fierce character, but I can guarantee that he, like the 2 of us here, is innocent. I mean, come on, it's Enkonomiya's last day. Let's not endanger human lives now, shall we? Forget the book. Forget whether we were falsely accused or not. Go find Ante. Ante? Yes, he's the 3rd guy who was locked up together with a Imushima. And as for that guy, his name is Antigonus. Or Ante. If you want the Narakumi Islandized version, he was an apprentice Jabashiri as well. Fierce temper, super strong to boot. He escaped by grabbing tiny bumps in the cliff and climbing right out of here. I'm gonna start closing stuff off. Hopefully that stops the dropped frames. That's just horrifying. Is that even possible for normal people? Actually, I can do that too. Ah, forget it, you people who volunteer to become Jibashiri. I bet you're trained so hard that you've ceased to be human anymore. I've heard that a test to become Jibashiri involves the candidate lifting 1 foot with both hands, standing in a circle. What? Then they get 12 other Jibashiri to stab them with spears, and if they can go an entire night without being injured, they pass. I mean, you're a Jibashiri candidate. Is that rumor true? Not as far as I know. Seriously? Are you telling me that it's even worse? No! Come on, tell me. Is the issue with Ante more important? Alright, yeah. He said he would leave us a picture of the bird as a sign to mark his path. It's an animal you can't find here in Enkonomiya. It can fly, it has wings, and it symbolizes freedom or something. Isn't that a bird? Right, that's right, bird. He told me his plan was to climb up, retrieve a set of official exploration gear he'd hidden there beforehand, and then set off in the direction of the Serpent's Heart. Said he was following some leads about the delegation from Conria. He said that he'd prove our innocence, even if it was the last thing he did, and that if any officials or shrine maidens came to look for us, he would tell them that he was headed for the Serpent's Heart. So yeah, even if he doesn't make it, he'll leave bird picture behind as a clue to lead people to the proof that we're innocent. As long as nothing goes wrong, you should be able to find it by following the bird pictures. Our lives are at stake here, please go. Weird. The Serpent's heart, eh? Watsumi Island for the rest of their days. Oh, I guess Paimon was saying something there. Missed it. Oh, that's a death. Mismanaged stamina! Hooray! You know, I wonder who's in the store. It's a new month, right? Nope, nobody knew yet. Still Razor and Amber. Made it up. Okay. So we want to go this-ish way.
Scatter! Propagate!
How do we get up there? Gotcha. Checkpoint unlocked. Do I have enough stamina to glide over there? Well, with Amber, I hope I do. Oh, well, there he is. You two are. Are you Ante? That's right, that's me. I feel a little strange. I remember chasing those scoundrels, ripping a core out and throwing it into a camp. Then after that, I got a little woozy from my own injuries. I was hurt pretty bad. Then I woke up and then I met you, and now I feel fine. Tell me, am I going to die soon or something? Nah, that's not important right now. Are you here to arrest me again? I've already proven my innocence. It was those people from Conria. They were the ones that stole that library book. I was assigned as one of their bodyguards, sure, but there's no way I would have been in cahoots with them. I tracked their diplomatic team to this place and beat them all. But I spent a long time dealing with some giant mechanical creature they had with them. Finally, I was able to tear its core out, but I was wounded seriously in the process. The disabled machine crashed on top of the lost book. There's no way to retrieve it now. Wow. Byakuyakoku's Jibashiri sure are pretty tough. Wait, you aren't Jibashiri are candidates yourselves? Well, whatever. The Jibashiri started out as heroes who fought against the Bathysmal Vishaps. It was only later that they became law enforcement. The judges of the Nether. The Machine's core is in the camp. Go there and have a look if you don't believe me. Ruin Machine core. Find the abandoned ruin guard.
I'll catch up. Someone needs assistance.
Oh wow, look at my ping up there in the corner. That's what's causing issues.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Obtain before sun and moon.
I'll race you with no escape. Bet you can't keep up with me. Nowhere to hide. Go, Baron Bunny!
Scatter!
Speed of light. Got lucky that time. Let it rain.
This thing's got a lot of health.
Cut to the right idea.
Oh, come on. That's not fun.
Steady as stone. I must leave no stone unturned.
Scatter!
These fucking Samatrils are getting annoying.
Leave it all to me. Time to clean up. Someone needs assistance.
Got him.
No escape.
There we go. Bonus chest, I guess.
Opening a chest is like unwrapping again.
Oh, the thing went up to 900. Oh, for a second there.
No one escapes my sight. Hey! Nowhere to hide.
Propagate!
Incoming.
Alright, I think we got this down now.
Spring forth!
Speed of light. No escape. Don't blink.
Got it. Before sun and moon. Looks like we've completely dropped altogether, which means this is going to be a backup recording stream for sure. Did you get the book? We did. You're indeed innocent, Ante. From how you spoke earlier, you aren't Jibashiri, which is a shame. You would have declared me innocent on the spot otherwise. That would have saved me some time. Again, I feel really energized, but I'm not quite sure that I was exhausted from losing too much blood just a while ago. I just can't shake the feeling that I'm going to die shortly. Let me ask you a question, stranger. Does a man in sin who has been wrongly convicted by the Byakuyakoku, if I, due to my disturbed state of mind, was left here by the Tokoyokoku as a sin shade, is this a transgression? Am I guilty? No, you aren't. Be careful, Dan. If he realizes that, then he's going to disappear. You're just an afterimage that Ante left behind. You are innocent, and I will make sure the world knows that. So that's it. I'm just a shadow left behind after my death. And I am innocent. Ante's afterimage starts to recite some broken passages. What divine law have I broken? Well, let's get this waypoint, and then we'll sit down and read a book. I said this stream would probably be under an hour, and I was very correct in that. Okay, so it looks like up here is the easy way to climb. I still don't actually have all of the stamina unlocked from doing all of the, what are they called? The geomunculuses and the anemomunculuses. Actually, let's check on our prison birds. In case there's anything going on over there. Man, a lot of ping today. Go look for Ante, bring him back here, then get us all out legally, of course. Yep. They are indeed innocent. I just don't want to be in here. Well, we found what, what's his name was looking for. The thing calling itself Enjo. Is it inventory? No. Archive, that's what I want to look for. I could have sworn we got it. Is it like in our inventory? There it is. A chronicle that ordinary folk have been forbidden to read. The writing is a mix of fables and histories, from the beginning of the world to the creation of the Dainichi Mikoshi. Why can't I read it? It's in my inventory. All right,
Adventuring,
time
as
to
in
Google.
business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there. I'm all for work-life balance, but I think this is pushing it.
Okay, so I have to get an interactable version of the book from a different quest.
In adventuring, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
Okay. So I need to go talk to an after image in the library in the Narrows. If I remember correctly, the library is over here. So it looks like this stream will be a little bit longer after all. God damn it. Why is there water there? And why is my stamina draining so quickly? Alright. I don't know why I didn't look for a book in the library. It seems like an obvious no-duh. Ah, not a step closer, you fiends. No borrowing at these hours. Hey, don't shout at us so suddenly. We're not here to borrow books. We don't even know how to read the Byakuyakoku's script. Ah, whew, alright. I'm fine now. Let me introduce myself. My name would be Emma in the Inazuman style. I'm the librarian here, at least until the day ends. Until the day ends? That's right, we're all moving to live above the sea level tomorrow. Now, if only I could get those 5 darn books back. I'm rather ticked off right now, if you must know why. If Tokyo Okami and Enkonomiya had eyes to see it, it would surely leave the shade of Tokyo for me behind right now. The angriest, most anxious person in Enkonomiya. That's me, Emma. What did you lose that's got you so anxious? The books are not that important. What's important is the Byakuyakoku's final day. I don't want to go down in history as the librarian who could never get some books back, even up to the last day. That's true, this after image of her is forever stuck on her final day. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. I've just been a waste of effort to bring up, haven't I? Ah, Divine Priestess, Lord Watatsumi Omikami, I have betrayed your trust, haven't I? When we get to the surface, I'll co-sign myself to guarding the deep-sea spirit herb. You know what? If reincarnation exists, I'll guard it in my next life, too. You can't be blamed for a job done poorly if all you do is delegate to young people to run some errands, right? Right? Actually, speaking of young people and errands... Uh-oh. Wait. Please don't run off just yet. I mean, you two look kind of busy anyway, right? Well, yes. Great. Since you're running around Enkonomiya at the moment, could you see if you can help me find these books? I mean, I'm not expecting much, but... Oh, fine. Let's just help her, shall we? After all, she's been reliving her last day for a few thousand years now. At the moment, the books that have yet to be returned are the Serpent and Drakes of Tokoyokoku, Hydrological Studies in Byakuyakoku, In the Light Beneath the Shadow, and records of experiments conducted by Michiya and the people with him. As for the fifth book, I actually have some idea of where it might be. Before Sun and Moon was stolen, and the suspects have been locked up in the hanging prison beneath the Dainichi Mikoshi. The Jibashiri threatened them, saying that if they didn't give its location up, they would be abandoned in the hanging prison. They would be the last 3 people left in Enkonomiya. Of course, that was only intended to scare them. When it comes time to move tomorrow, they will probably be released. Don't tell them that, though. Among the suspects is a guy named Ante. He's got a real temper and isn't the type to give up anything unless you really threaten him. Sounds like a tough guy to get along with. I'm surprised it let us do that mission before this one. Whatever the case, you can start from there whenever you're free. What's the deal with Before Sun and Moon? That book is quite special, insofar as it wasn't borrowed and not returned, but was instead stolen. It is a chronicle of fables and is a restricted text. In fact, I believe that Watatsumi Omikami himself ordered that it be banned. Those 3 have close links with Kanria and have as such been deemed suspects. They have been locked in the hanging prison beneath the Dainichi Mikoshi. You can start your investigation from them. Hydrological Studies. I guess we gotta find the other 4 books. Ugh. That idiot date. This book was borrowed by the young master of a distinguished clan from Byakuyakoku. It's been quite a few years since then. His Narakumi-style name is Date, son of Eurydates. He said he wanted to build a new generation of anti-Bathysmal Vishaps defense works, but I bet he just wanted to have fun building some maze. Rich people and their kids, you just have to envy them. Wow, I see why my buddy told me that I would probably have to Google all of these.
Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go.
The Serpent and Drakes of Tokoyokoku. According to the loan records, this was borrowed by an envoy from Narakumi Island. I doubt we're getting this one back, honestly. I think he said that he'd go back and turn this into a novel or something like that. Well, that's easy enough. Light Beneath Shadow. This one's just a book of guessing games. The Shrine Maidens say that it's suitable for children of 9 to 12 years, but I feel like it's more suitable for kids below 8. The borrower was just an ordinary citizen, so I expect that all you'll need is a bit of luck finding this one. About the experimental records. Not so sure about this book, actually. This one is not technically a borrowed book either. Instead, this is records that were supposed to be taken back here for storage. Those researchers have refused to hand it up. No one knows where this research site place is supposed to be either. It's all very mysterious. Come to think of it, I discovered that the library map has another section drawn on it, which is also very mysterious indeed. Huh. Well, I know where to get one of those books. Narakumi Island, a novel of some sort, can only mean one thing. Yai Publishing House. If not, looking for some books. Saga of Hammervan, Treasure Tales of Chokin. No, there it is. Serpent and Drake's Tokoyokoku. Well, that was easy.
Everything is going smoothly, just as I planned.
Stop adding weird abilities to the characters.
The new book from Yai Publishing House is out. Come take a look.
Be more interesting for the protagonist to discover their ability to stop time here.
Alright. Guide tells me that light beneath shadow. I have to teleport to the central waypoint. And then glide south until I see a ruin guard next to some barrels. That does not narrow it down much, does it? This map shows it being somewhere right there-ish. Well, that's a maze. Somebody mentioned a maze. Ah, there it is.
Steady as stone.
Well, we found where we had to go.
You'll pay for that. Get him.
These guys take so long to kill.
Speed of light. Hey.
Propagate!
Don't blink. No one escapes my sight. With sword comes shadow. I'll be fine. I must leave no stone unturned. Incoming! Hey! Nowhere to hide.
All right.
Don't blink. Speed of light.
I don't remember how to activate these things.
In adventuring, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
These puzzles where you gotta switch back and forth. Oh god, I hate these. Okay. Luckily it's not too far away.
Not bad, as far as treasure is concerned.
What is that? Okay. White Knight and Evernight, such a dumb mechanic. Why can't I just have the power of the sun in the palm of my hand? It would make everything so much easier. Better yet, how do they expect anyone to figure this out on their own without a guide? Fuck, that's the thing from the altar of the Serpent Heart. Fuck me. You can make me fucking backtrack. Thank God they put a waypoint here. Where's the swirlies? The weird circle-y thingy one. This one.
I'll race you there!
Do I have to fucking go back? Ugh. Do I have to fucking reactivate this thing again? One, two, three, four, five. One. Two. This is much harder with lag. Three.
Bet you can't keep up with me.
Four. How was anyone meant to figure that shit out?
Another target tracked down by
1,000
Amber.
fucking ping. Well, that was the Beneath Light and Shadow thing. Teleport to the the northeastmost waypoint in Evernight
Around like
Temple.
this.
I've never been there. You never have to go there for any reason. Okay. Man, we made it far. That Amber Glide talent coming in clutch. Skip over a third of the level from that glide.
Get ready for the gliding champion of Mondstadt.
Gliding champion of Mondstadt, indeed. Okay, so we got to where we needed to go. Northeastmost waypoint. East towards that labyrinth puzzle.
I'll race you there.
Go this way. There is a waypoint over here somewhere. Literally skipped half the level. Yep, that's a labyrinth. Fucking water. Excuse me? I said I would like Barbara, please.
I'll take care of it.
I have to be in White Knight to solve this, apparently. They never put one of these things where it's really convenient, do they? Gotta go all the way to the motherfucking Dainichi Mikoshi. It's the only one that I know for a fact that there is one. Wish they marked these on, like, the map or something. Oh my. The ping was almost at a reasonable level there for a second.
Go, Barbara, go!
Well, the guide is lying to me, so this is actually very much not helpful. There is something here. Okay. I wish they marked that on the map in the guide. Oh boy.
Go, Barbara, go!
Navigate through and activate the 4 pillars.
Go, Barbara, go!
This does not feel like the maze is solvable. I think I was lied to again.
Don't blink!
Aha.
Speed of light!
That actually did something this time. So TLDR, if your ping is high enough, the game actually doesn't function as intended.
I'll protect us. Go, Barbara, go!
That's 2. That's 3. And that's 4. This probably could have been solved without a guide, but who would have known that this is where you had to go, though?
This is the kind of surprise I could sing about.
Dates Medal of Recognition.
All this standing around is making me so sleepy.
Who are you? This is... Oh ho, you're here to try out my latest work too? What are you, Enkanemia's celebrity chef? My name is Date. They used to call me Daedalus, son of Eurate. Oh my god, Daedalus in the fucking maze. How did I not make that connection? I'm a labyrinth artisan. The puzzle you just went through is my work. So you're the guy who had fun stumping us, huh? Alright, bye. Hey, wait. Wait a moment. I'm not just some kid doodling on pieces of paper. I'm no mere labyrinth artisan either. I'm the second best architect in the history of the Byakuyakoku. And who's number 1? Why, Abaraku no Mikoto, of course. Bless his heart. If the Dainichi Mikoshi were to be second place, no other building could take first place. The fact that you are met with me means that you've cleared my first Neapothos-style labyrinth. How did you find it? Any interest in trying my other Heterodoxa-style labyrinth? It's a completely different from the one that made from only walls. No need, we sampled your work enough as is. Oh, come now. This masterpiece was a result of abundant space, time, and funds. A significant portion of us have already gone on to live on Watatsumi Island, up there on the surface, so there's plenty of real estate around here. And that's why I borrowed the hydrological studies of the Byakuyakoku. I meant to study the principles of load-bearing and maximization of underground spaces, and the avoidance of water leakage, and even some principles of geomancy. Well, and sorry, Emma, but I might have left the book in the labyrinth's treasure vault. Sorry, what were you muttering about? Nothing. I mean, I cordially invite you to challenge my grand masterpiece. Whatever the case may be, take this key. It can be used to open the puzzles. If you are successful, you can even obtain a medal of recognition that I made myself. It's not a very rare prize. I have also hidden my treasures in the vault ahead. If you obtain 2 medals, you can open the treasury. Oh, is that how it is? Well, we'll give it a try, if we have time then. Wonderful, I look forward to your feedback. Ah yes, since you've conquered the first labyrinth, here's your first medal. Oh, okay. So any comments? How should we put it? It felt like It felt like it lacked a little boom shakalaka. Of course, Paimon. Boom shakalaka. What's that? Date's key. All the way over there?
Go, Barbara, go! Don't blink!
I hate puzzles. I should say, I hate puzzles that are just tacked on to be puzzles.
Speed of light!
I don't actually see what the challenge is. This doesn't feel like a puzzle and just kind of feels like walls.
Don't blink! Hey!
I think I figured it out. Very obvious note. Now that I've added a lock on this labyrinth, the old man can't bother me about my writing anymore. A labyrinth is a labyrinth, and a maze is a maze. The word itself is derived from labris, the double-bladed axe, and of course it should be symmetrical. During Evernight, the two sides of this labyrinth become symmetrical, and so the way forward will become clear. It's pretty orthodox, but there are a little avant-garde in here too. The one who finally solves the mystery will create the labyrinth. What a romantic notion. Such romanticism isn't something the old man obsessed with in the rhetoric and rhyme he is would understand. Okay, so we gotta make it symmetrical.
Incoming.
Okay.
Don't blink.
Looks symmetrical to me. Gotta get rid of this wall somehow. How do I get rid of a wall?
Yeah.
I'm at a loss for words here.
Speed of light.
Okay.
Don't blink. Hey.
Is this the answer? Because that gets rid of the walls. There's only one other solution I can think to try. Because the walls are where the walls were. Okay, I think I figured it out. So it's the... So the stone walls have to be where the fucking fake walls are, on the opposite side. Big brain. It's big brain time.
Incoming.
Okay, lock this wall where it needs to be. Ping, making everything harder.
Yeah. Ha.
Now we gotta lock this one in place. And put the last thing in the middle. And that should be the solution in Evernight. I'm a genius.
That's everything. On to the next.
Date's Medal of Recognition. Okay. Did you clear the labyrinth over there as well? Very good. Very impressive. Ah, okay. What did you think of it? What did we think? Well, it was super intricate and super awesome, wasn't it? What do you mean, Ugh, regardless. Since you now have both medals of recognition, the path to a secret chamber should now be open. Place the medals in there and you should be able to open the treasury gate.
That's everything. On to the next.
Not a lot of treasure in here. Alright, Daedalus. Honestly, these labyrinths are just a means, not an end. What I really wish to do is serve the people, like Abaraku did. Well, that was a big fucking waste of sidetrack. So, one last book to find. Northmost waypoint, I'm told. Head north and glide down to the small island north, the Dainichi Mikoshi. Head to the northmost point of the island and use the phase gate to travel to the Vishaps research lab. What? Oh, there's something way up there off the map. How was anyone supposed to figure this out? This shit's not even on the map. They really wanted to fucking hide this book, didn't they? Tricolor file. Huh. This is the third group of people that you've sent here on Enkonomiya's last day. If you want to collect the experiment records, then I have nothing to say to you. Perhaps if you convince the Erebos and Sangonomiya factions to cease their squabbling, we may yet discuss this. In any case, I'm on Sangonomiya's side. It's better that these records remain forever buried here in the darkness. Experimental records? What? You're not here to retrieve them? Then leave. But that said, no ordinary person should have been able to enter this place. Are you Jibashiri? Or were you sent by Sangonomiya to silence us? No, we're just... Well, aren't you the bright spark? What do you mean? We're here to watch you work. We're here to check on the measures you've taken to ensure security of the records. Whatever the case, your ability to get here indicates that you are no ordinary person, but I don't care whose side you're on. Leave this place. Better sooner than later. I've placed the records deep within the site, and the way can only be opened by activating an elemental monument. That will require a large amount of elemental energy. Once everyone leaves Byakuyakoku, the Bathysmal Vishaps will be let loose. These have been raised to react to a special kind of elemental energy, the Bathysmal Vishaps. Here are all enhanced variety, and they have a very high chance of passing their unique traits on to their offspring. In a few years, this place will be swarming with powerful Bathysmal Vishaps. As such, the records will be as safe as can be. Wouldn't it be safer to have the records burnt? That was the opinion that I favored, but our research team is split, and it's not as if I don't understand the other perspectives. We're saving Watatsumi, we're heroes, we're gonna be the villains in this story, aren't we? Both these views have merit. And besides, leaving the truth to a generation that can forgive us for what we've done, that option I can also accept. Looking at you, you must either be a Jibashiri or one of Sangonomiya's retainers. Tell the higher-ups this, that Michiya will remain in the restricted zone until the moment of departure comes, to ensure that no one else approaches the area. So that makes you Michiya, then. Although I'll probably have to change my name once we get up above the surface and start a new life. Still, our wrongdoings are not so easily wiped away. Look for the experimental records in the experimental site. This entire area is not on the map. We're just in the middle of fuck off nowhere. Gotten better at pulling the wool over someone's eyes again, eh? What's he talking about just now anyway? Something about lighting the elemental monument up? The monument will summon dangerous Bathysmal Vishaps so far, so we should prepare ourselves first. So, we need ice and lightning and water. Swap out Amber for Kaya.
Oh, I'm looking
And that's a team.
Dodge this!
New enemy. Rhyme Biter.
Cool it!
Let the show begin. Huh. Hi. Huh. 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 Eek. Speed of light.
Propagate!
Incoming.
This should be pretty easy. All I gotta do is fight 3 monsters.
Cut to the chase.
Ba-ba-da. I can't swim.
Scatter!
Speed of light. Hey!
Freeze! Oh, so sorry.
Good. Ha, yeah. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, hit. Ah. Nowhere to hide.
Superconduct, physical damage, ka-ching!
Ha. Good. Ah. Yeah.
And then there was one.
Ah. Incoming. Good. Good. Yeah.
Seriously,
Cool it!
we actually do more damage with physical damage, ka-ching.
Good. Hit. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Don't blink. Ah. Hit. Hit.
Just apply a bunch of electro.
Huh.
Switch to Kaya.
Dodge this! Ah, ah, ah.
Speed of light. Ah. Hit. Good. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Ha. Hit. Hit. Yeah. With sword comes shadow.
Am I missing something? Oh, there's up there. Nothing in there. Is it literally in the first one that I opened? It was. Collection of dragons and snakes. Managed to get all the books. And that actually did take less than 2 hours, but hey, I thought that we'd be here for only about an hour. Ah, it's you. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything or anything. How are things with the unreturned books? You got them all? These 4 books are the ones I'm looking for, yes. But what's with this copy of the Serpent and Drakes of Tokoyokoku? It doesn't have the unified cover that our collection uses. And I can't read a word of it. Well, actually, I can't read your script, but you can confirm that this is the right book. Really? You're not just trying to trick me, are you? I mean, I'm not trying to make life hard for you, but I think you... But I might get an anxiety attack. Could you tell me what this book is about? You tell Emma about Watatsumi Omikami's victory over the Bathysmal Vishaps. That is the story of this book, yes. Well, if you say so, I'll believe you. Ah, now that all the books are back... Oh, that's right, because it's written in Inuzuman. It's not written in ancient Greek. And now that all the books are back, it's like a weight has been lifted off of Mac. I guess I won't have to look after that deep-sea spirit herb after all. You know what? I've decided that when I get up above the surface, I'm going to become a master of raw fish dishes. After tomorrow, come look for me on Watatsumi Island. I'll show you what I can do. Do you make raw fish dishes often? Not really. I haven't touched a kitchen knife in my life. But I'm the only one who has read a lot of books about Narumi Island cuisine. You might even consider me the first person in Byakuyakoku to know the thing about what they call sashimi. I'm excited. I love sashimi. Just be careful not to cut yourself, alright? I won't argue with you further. I'll let the cooking do the talking. Just you wait. Alright then, please help me put the book backs on the shelf over there. Turn the books to their shelves. Huh. Investigate the picture that has changed. Oh gods. Does Tokyo Okami know this? The light beneath the shadow. Before sun and moon. It takes me to a parallel universe where the books are on the shelves. Did we just alter time and space? I should start thinking about what I should call my future restaurant. Well, all that's left is to read some books. We only came here to read one book. I didn't expect to get 4 more in the process. So let's get ready for some good old-fashioned reading. The Byakuyakoku collection. Completing this one. Apparently there's more stuff in there that I missed. Into the portal. There's a Sealy in here. supposed to be a luxurious chest in here somewhere, right?
That's everything. On to the next.
That's so weird.
You give, you receive.
So which one of these books is the Before Sun and Moon is what I need to figure out. So we got the 5 books, which are the Byakuyakoku archive. But which one is Before Sun and Moon? Well, let's start from the beginning. Mysteries creation conceals, the sun and moon omens reveal. Okay, so it's the first one. 3 corners in darkness shrouded, the void by 5 saints clouded. The universe has no beginning and no end. Sounds like Steins Gate's opening crawl. And so it was with the land once was, but this matters not to us. For the land that bears us no longer has anything to do with that eternity without start or ceasing. So said the lone sage, Abaraku, to the first Sunchild. The Sunchild had long intended to punish Abaraku. Summoning the sage before the throne in this matter was but an additional way of making things difficult for him before detaining him. Legend has it that Abaraku was opened up to the wisdom by Tokoyokoku, and was thus able to bring light to Enkanomiya, which had till then never seen the sun. But the Sunchild grew jealous of his talents, thus imprisoning him for life. Yet these children of the sun never considered that had Abaraku not created that underground star, they never would have existed in the first place. The origin of heaven and earth is like chicken and egg. And are not dragons and snakes kin? No sooner had the sage Abaraku uttered these words than he was overthrown by troops, lying in ambush. At that time, Enkanomiya had only just been bought some room to breathe by the appearance of the sun. The Dragonaires loved the dark and shunned the light, and thus could no longer act with impunity. The days when the Dragonaires would rampage and graze upon humanity, like so much grass had, at last come to an end. For the people of Enkanomiya finally had the means to resist. Yet it came to pass that the flaws in human nature would rear their ugly heads even before such outside threats could be quelled. The people who chose a Sunchild crowned him king and worshipped him, and yet ruled with a brutal hand, framing the righteous. Unnumbered years would pass before the young child of Enkanomiya would make a wager with his peers. Alone he would dive beyond the 3 corners, evading the trail of the Dragonaires in search of a dragon-born flower. But what he found instead within the great cavern was a mighty serpent, one had never seen before. Somehow, and he gazed upon the serpent's titanic form, the child felt no fear, but instead a kind of kinship. I am the profane serpent. Though my servants are numberless, not one mortal now dwells in my shadow. that I have fallen into this realm, and that we should meet. Perhaps this is fate. You are not one of my people, but you are human nonetheless. Speak your desires, and I shall hear it. Could you then perchance become our god? Thus did they, human and serpent, go forth to face the royal authority of the Sunchild and the incursions of the Dragonaires beyond. Thus was the curtain raised on the turning of the tide. What we wish to record is the tale of how heaven's will took shape on the earth below, O heavenly gods. These creatures are your works. Grant us divine wisdom. Let us endlessly record. When the doves held branches, when the eternal throne of the heavens came, the world was made anew. Then the true Lord, the primordial one, came forth and did battle against the 7 terrifying sovereigns, dragon lords of the old world. The primordial one created shining shades of itself, and the number of these shades was 4. On the plains or the primordial one. The primordial one may have been Phanes. It had wings and a crown, and was birthed from an egg, androgynous in nature. But for the world to be created, the egg's shell had to be broken. However, Phanes, the primordial one, used the eggshell to separate the universe and the microcosm of the world. That must be that firmament thing they keep going on about. 40 years after the held branches, 40 winters entombed the flames, and 40 summers churned the seas. The 7 sovereigns were vanquished, and the 7 nations submitted to the heavens. The primordial one, the great sovereign, began the creation of heaven and earth for our sake. The sake of that of its creation, which cherished most, who would soon appear upon this earth. 400 years after the held branches, the mountains and rivers are made, and the seas and oceans accepted those who rebelled and those who would not kneel. The primordial one and one of its shades created birds of the air, the beasts of the earth, and the fish of the sea. Together they also created flowers, grass, and trees, before finally creating humans, our ancestors. Numerous as the stars in the sky, uncountable as the sand on the shore. From that time our ancestors made a covenant with the primordial one, and so entered into a new age. The year of the Ark's opening, the primordial one had a sacred plan for humans. As long as they were happy, it too rejoiced. The year after the Ark's opening, the people worked in the land, and so came the first harvest. The people mined, and so reaped the first crop of precious ore. The people gathered, and the first poems were written. The year of Jubilee. If there was hunger, the heavens would bring down food and rain. If there was poverty, the earth would bring forth its riches. If melancholy were to spread, the heavens would reply with their voices. The one taboo was to succumb to temptation, but the path to temptation had already been sealed. The funerary year. The second throne of the heavens came, and war was rekindled as it was in the world's creation. That day the heavens collapsed, and the earth was rent asunder. Our ancestor and their ancestral land fell into this place during that conflict. The era of darkness had begun. The first year of darkness. The people of the seven sovereigns had found refuge in the oceans, and the dragonairs of the depths ruled in this particular place, which led to war between them and our ancestors. Our ancestors chased them into shadows with light of 1,000 lanterns, and they hid in those shadows, hunting us. But there was only darkness in this place, and so their hunting grounds were untrammeled. The prayers of our people turned into lamentations, but the primordial one and its 3 other shining shades could not hear. The parable of the sun. In a dark cavern there lived a group of people who had never seen the light. Among them was a sage who had once seen the sun, and he told the gathered folk about what life under such a sun was like, and about the great might of the sun. Seeing that they did not comprehend, he lit a torch, and thus did people come to worship the flame, believing it to be the sun. They even got used to life of darkness and fire. When the sage died, someone would monopolize the flame. Using it, they would cast a long shadow over the land. Praise the sun! Anywho, the parable of the leathery lotus. A lotus that causes all to look upon it to forget their troubles. A ship captain searching for the way back to the surface discovered a tribe of people who ate these lotuses. Some crew members stayed in that place. Others rejected the temptation. Life is a boundless ocean of suffering. We are only searching for the way home. That reminds me of the tale of Circe in Greek mythology. If anyone's super familiar with it, they would be on an island, they would eat a lotus, and you get the point. Look that up on your own time. We have books to read. The 3rd year of darkness. We knew only one who had not forsaken us as the ruler of time. She was the moment. She was every moment. She was the measure of 1,000 winds, and the sun and the moon. She was every second of joy, every moment of rage, every instant of longing, every minute of obsession. She was every flash of delirium. We call her Kairos, or the ruler of the unchanging world. We dare not speak her true secret name, and so I pen it here only once and in reverse. Istaroth. The year of blindness. The sage Abrax's wisdom was awakened, and he unveiled a light-bringing miracle from within his hands. So our ancestors began to build the Helios, with him as their leader. The power of the sun in the palm of my hand. The year of sight, or the first year of sun and moon. Helios, the divine chariot of the sun, was finally completed. The white night came, and the ever night was banished. The years of sun and moon began. The 2nd year of sun and moon. Our ancestors sought the returning way, for surely the war on the surface has ended by then. But the primordial one, the first throne, had laid down a ban, preventing our ancestors from finding the path home. In that case, the primordial one must have defeated the second who came. Abrax was imprisoned by order of the Sun Child. The Parable of the Tree. The king's gardener and the tree spirit of the royal garden were in love, but the king wished to repair the beams of his pavilion, and so needed to cut down the tree with the most spiritual energy within it. The king was the incarnation of the primordial one, and the gardener could not defy the sovereign of sovereigns. And so he could only bring his plea to the king's priest, who was the incarnation of Tokoyokoku. The priest had pity on the gardener and said to him, "Go and cut the branches of the spirit tree down." The gardener did so, and afterward did as the king ordered, cutting the spirit tree itself down. Then the priest said, "Plant the spirit tree's branches in the ground." But the gardener said, "A spirit tree shall take 500 years to grow." The priest said, "Your one thought shall echo through eternity." And so the gardener planted the branches in his backyard, and in an instant the slim branches grow into a new tree. And the new tree's spirit was the continuation of the past one. For it is the God of moments who is able to take seeds from this moment into the past and the future. The 10th year of Sun and Moon. Abrax is long gone. The events before Sun and Moon have been recorded sufficiently well. If I did not dare write things down just as they happened, how could I consider myself a scribe of Tokoyokoku? Hark, I hear armor without here. I shall stop writing. So that was the two folktale books, which means only one of these books is actually before Sun and Moon. Because Volume 3 looks like it's something else. Volume 3. The lands beneath the apothic depths are vastly different from those on the surface, to the extent that this all surface and derived common sense must be abandoned down below. All we formerly knew of the land and sea was given to us directly by the heavens. In this new world of ours, we must begin groping even for the simplest methodologies anew. O you who come after and read these words, do not take the life that you lead for normalcy. Even if, after 100 or 1,000 years, people should grow used to life down here, always remember, these days will with neither sun nor moon are abnormal. Even if the sage were to draw us the sun, there will be surely a filthy wretches who will borrow its light to cast long shadows over us. This book is intended to help people understand the world they live in, and to never forget our desire to return to the light. This book has been constantly edited, redacted, and modified over the years. Even the name of the book's title has seen change. From Apothic Earth, Tokoyokoku, before becoming Byakuyakoku, later due to Grace and Watatsumi, people of depths would return to the sea surface, but it seems like Apothic Earth has some special meaning, and has not yet been universally changed throughout the text. Of Wind and Water. Byakuyakoku has no mountains to speak of, and so it is pointless to speak of them. However, our priests and sages have detected something. Even in these depths, the power of the undying wind and the water still remain. The personification of the undying wind is known as the Tokoyokoku, and it is poetically rendered in the thousand winds, or the thousand winds of time. Water, on the other hand, is the might of the Vishap realm, represented by the Bathysmal Vishaps. We have already developed a certain field of study regarding the relationship between sunfire, wind, and water. As such, both hydrology and the underlying wind must be considered before undertaking any project of civil engineering. The borders of Byakuyakoku. The borders of Byakuyakoku are marked throughout the three corners. These mark the limits of the seesaw clash between humanity and the Vishaps. During the era of the Byakuyakoku, towers of the three realms were built at these three corners, used to harmonize the three realms. Their ancient names have been lost to time, and they were renamed after the coming of Watatsumi. These towers are exceedingly important, and they are not in locations aligned with either wind or water. Rather, their purpose is to stabilize the tendencies of the Byakuyakoku and control the winds and waters. If these towers were to be imperiled, so would be the entire nation. As such, they have been hidden using a secret arts. Only the shrine maidens and the vassals of Watatsumi can summon them forth. The Narrows. The Narrows were, in the earliest times, sandwiched between the mountain face and area known as the Roundlands, thus earning the location its name. However, the exceedingly strange tectonic shifts in the Byakuyakoku caused the Roundlands to collapse into the depths, thus causing the Narrows to widen significantly. The Serpent's Heart. From the first time our ancestors discovered this place, it had already played host to a unique phenomenon in which space itself might overlap in certain locale. Later, those who came before us would utilize the phenomenon by creating the Serpent's Heart. It would be used to guard our secrets, imprison criminals, and worship the great imaginary serpent Ouroboros. In the earliest times, this was a place called Delphi, the land of snakes. The name did not change, even after the arrival of the Watatsumi Omikami. Ancient art depicts the scaleless serpent as Ouroboros, and the coral-adorned serpent as Orobashi. Dainichi Mikoshi. The earliest name of this place was Helios, and it was the high tower built by the sage Abaraku, standing for earth, the element between wind and water. According to prophecy, this was likely the sun that the sage displayed, used to light those lightless caverns. And just as those prophecies suggested, it was also later used to cast a great shadow over the nation. Effective today, all experiments regarding the Dragonaires will be directed by Watatsumi Omikami in person. All files preceding the founding year of Watatsumi calendar have been destroyed. Dossier serial numbers shall no longer use the categories Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, and Epsilon, which used the ancient Watatsumi tongue. Instead, we shall use Earth, Water, Fire, Wind, Ether, and Void going forward. All quotes and notations are to be written with the quotation marks. Following the order of writing should be observed. File header, serial number, subject, author. Author can be omitted, or their internal title within the research lab may be used. Usage of a researcher's ancient Byakuyakoku Enkonomiya name or modern Watatsumi Narukumi Inazuman name is forbidden. These experimental records are not to be used for the writing of diaries, love letters, or fantasy novels. Good luck with that. The Dragonaires, hereafter named the Bathysmal Vishaps, or the Plain Vishaps, evolution is plain for all to see. Water 101 Dragonair Evolution I. We have tried lowering the temperature in the living environs of the young heat-resistant Vishap. As a result, they were weaker than once matured. We suspect that this is because the body did not possess the seed required to resist such an environment. However, its descendants would all possess high body fat, greater predilection towards sleep, and would express the cryo element. Please refer to experimental data after the main text. The abnormal data derived from the sample 3 is due to my assistant feeling sorry for the subject of the anti-hunger control group and feeding it surreptitiously. When we placed their descendants into sweltering conditions, they would again choose, like their ancestors, the heat resistance trait. However, none of them have developed traits that indicative of the pyro element thus far. We do not have enough data to reach a conclusion at present, but we can make an educated guess that the Bathysmal Vishaps have the ability to awaken their seed freely before maturation. Vishap mothers can also create new seeds to pass on their descendants should they encounter a heretofore unforeseen challenging environment. It can be said that even before encountering us, the people of Engonomia, the Bathysmal Vishaps, had already stored a veritable armory within their bodies. Boy, is that not complicated. The results of the intelligence tests are astonishing. Void 207 Vishap Intelligence Research. Though a screening process consisting of rewards and punishments, although previous research indicates that the screening is unnecessary, Vishaps are, one and all, adapters par excellence. The linguistic capabilities of the Vishaps 4 generations down are starting to approach that of a 12-year-old human student. Perhaps it might be more accurate to say that Vishaps always had their own methods of communication, and what they are displaying here is their ability to learn. We believe that these experiments should be stopped. If not, we may yet be proven narrow-minded for having dismissed that last person who wrote a fantastical tale about Vishap people. Prophecy holds that the dragon sovereign of water will be born in a human form. We must not let this thing happen in Engonomia. All previous attempts at grafting have failed. Void 907 Watatsumi Omikami Special Orders 1. Because they cannot accept Watatsumi Omikami's blood, the Vishaps will fall victim to various adverse effects. Perhaps they are not yet strong enough, but we cannot be sure. Indeed, according to our rationalized Vishap evolutionary roadmap, we should have already bred the strongest Vishap possible. The grafting can be considered a success. Void 907 Watatsumi Omikami Special Orders 3. So we are missing some papers here. The rejection originates from the Vishaps may have been beings of the light realm, also known as elemental creatures, and thus being at odds with the human realm, of which Omikami and the choral vassals are a part. All experimental logs are closed. No experiment conducted here resulted in the death of any Dragonaires. They all lived to see the end of their days. Praise be to the Watatsumi Omikami, gracious and beneficent. And here's the little collection of questions for 8 to 12-year-olds. Question 1. What walks on 4 feet early in the morning, 2 feet during the day, and 3 feet at night? Answer. A Vishap who transforms into a person to attend a ball, then breaks one of its legs, and eventually ends up walking with a cane. Sages like this answer the most, as and it is the children that get it right almost exclusively. For adults, it always smells like a horrible conspiracy when a Vishap turns into a human. According to a prophecy of old, the Dragon of Water and the ancient Lord of Vishaps will definitely descend in form of a human. However, for children, the answer to the question indicates the possibility of a mutual understanding. But it is not a good idea to make Vishaps sound adorable. Though such jokes defang the fear, they also lower the guard of children. Dragonaires of the depths have evolved to wield the power of other elements, and have hence lost their purity. As such, the Dragon of Water will no longer be born among their ranks. Question 2. With only one mouth, this being sometimes has 4 feet, sometimes 2 feet, and sometimes 3 feet. Though unable to morph into other things, it is able to walk on the earth, swim in the water, and fly in the sky. The more feet it walks on, the feebler it grows. What is this being? Answer: a human. Humans crawl on hands and feet as babies, walk on 2 legs as adults, and use a cane as elders. The answer is undoubtedly human. Question 3. What talks with 1 mouth, but walks with 4 and 2 feet? Answer: someone raising livestock. This riddle is a very ancient one. In the past, we could only understand the meaning of livestock from reading texts. 4 legs refers to 4-legged animals, like the ox, the horse, and the forest boar. After the Byakuyakoku fell into the ocean depths, these animals died out within 2 generations due to lack of habitable land and food. Since the arrival of Watatsumi Omikami, some of us have returned to the sea's surface to build a home and interact with the people there. Therefore, we have been able to review the names of these animals. According to the vassal of Omikami's prophecy, we shall move back to the sea's surface someday, so it is important to get these names right. Ox means cattle, horse means horse, and forest boar means forest boar. Makes sense to me. Question 4. Who are the 2 sisters that give birth to each other every day? Answer: day and night, or white night and evernight. This riddle is easy to understand. It alludes to the succession of day and night, which in Byakuyakoku means the cyclical white night and evernight, under the control of the Dainichi Mikoshi. Though the land was everlasting night before the Dainichi Mikoshi was built, the light of day that people had seen as remained unchanged. By the way, the 2 spherical astronomical phenomenon of the Byakuyakoku, the mirages and the sin shades, were at first indiscriminately referred to as the eidolons, and seen as the 2 sides of the same coin. It was not until the arrival of Watatsumi Omikami that the people of the Byakuyakoku were able to understand the 2 phenomena and name them differently. Though the sun did not shine upon the Byakuyakoku, the mirages that appeared in the white nights were named Sunfire Phantasms, and those of the Evernight the Ghostfire Phantasms. As night went by, both of them came to be referred to as Sunfire Phantasms, or are essentially the same thing. Question 5. I am the shadow born of the Lord of Light. I am the wingless bird that rises from the earth to the sky. Those who shed tears in my presence feel no sorrow in their bosoms. Away with a gentle breeze I fade, and thus my fleeting life. The answer is smoke. Birds are winged creatures, and it is normal that they are not seen in Enkonomiya. Question 6. A father has 12 children, each then giving birth to 60 daughters of different appearances. Of them, 30 are pale and 30 are dark. The whole family, knowing not death, will only fade away. Who is the father? The answer is the year. The people of the Byakuyakoku may find the part about 60 pale and dark granddaughters a bit confusing, but everything will start to make sense once they crack question 4. There used to be a sequel to this riddle in ancient times. It roughly said that every granddaughter would give birth to 12 descendants, and each of them would have 60 children. Every such child later would give birth to another 60, so who would go on to have the children of their own? This would continue until at last the offspring would together give birth to the one and only primordial child, Tokoyokoku, the mother of the 14 billion years. Watatsumi Omikami forbade people from spreading this riddle. So that riddle is important. Appendix of historical figures. Their traditional names and Narakumi style renderings. Kairos, Tokyo Omikami, Eris, Arisu, Abrax, Abaraku, Charon, Ka, Spartacus, Supta, Emma, something Koi, Antogne, Antigonius, Ante, Erebos, Iboshi, Echion, Eki, Udeus, Uda, Asoleptis, Shopio. And with that, we're done.